Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and make sure that you get started with our presenting sponsor, Aura. This is your all-in-one digital safety net. Go to aura.com/chatsports to get started with our 14-day free trial. I know you all are on the internet a whole bunch at this time of the year and basically all the time now, and I want you to make sure that not only you but your family is protected because internet hackers, they're good at their job, but they're sucky people. I just want you to be protected. Aura.com/chatsports. Now, I always tell people, hey, if you feel like you need to send in a super thanks, don't be shy. Make sure you do so. I know people are busy. They can't always take time out of their day to watch the live show. So major shout out to Bruce Renz, who I don't know if he's trolling me because people call me Rents or if this is actually his last name. But hey, shout out to the super thanks that you sent in. You sent in two. I just combined them in one question. Need Sue at defensive tackle. Need Daryl Williams at right guard. Trade Clee and Drake in a package deal. Extension for Waller. Yes, extension for Waller. I would like for the Raiders to move on from Clelin Ferrell. I don't think you're going to see a package deal because I don't know what teams want to take on both of those contracts. In terms of Daryl Williams, I'd rather have him at right tackle. He's better at tackle than he is a guard. And Sue, if you want the Raiders to sign Ndamukong Suh, like this video right now. Let's go to Raider Rich, 89. Murray is not better. DC is 7 or 8, period. We were talking about quarterback rankings. If y'all want to get your votes in and where you believe Derek Carr is ranked, I have Kyler Murray ranked above Derek Carr in my quarterback rankings. However, I can make an argument for Derek to be in the 7 or 8. I'm just simply saying at this time right now, I can't put him in my top 10. And I'm just truthful in my word. I know I'm a Raider fan, but also at the end of the day, I have to give you real analysis or else I'm not going to have a job. Let's go to RaiderMan01. I don't know if he's the most underrated, but just like the Raiders, he's underrated. Just win, baby. And I think that this is your argument with Derek. I think all of us hold on to the Derek that we see at times where you're like, man, this guy is special. And there were certain times in the last season where I was like, this guy's the best quarterback in the league, top 5. And that's when he had his offense. Now, I'll also make the argument, when you are paid to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, you are expected to carry your team. He couldn't carry his team, and he still doesn't have any playoff wins because of it. To me, that makes him not a top 5 quarterback. All right, so then we can talk about 6 to 12. The 6 to 12 range you can interchange a lot. I'm just going to take dudes who I believe are more physically gifted, who have had a little bit more statistical success / I know Derek has had yards, but touchdowns have never really been his MO. I get it. Derek is underrated, but I also know a lot of people that overrate him as well. Let's go to Javi, California. Hopefully I got that one right. And fantasy football, who you draft in first round, man, it always depends. If I'm in a PPR league, a lot of the times I will end up going wide receiver. If I'm in a standard league, I'll probably go running back. I will never draft a quarterback in round 1. I could also make the argument that depending on what type of league you play in, tight end can be the way to go. But I'll be making some fantasy football videos, I promise you. This one's coming in from Liam Del Rosso. Thoughts on bringing Julio Jones to Vegas? You know, Julio, let's just say, cost $10 million, okay? He cost $10 million. Can the Raiders make it happen? Yes. Does it make the Raiders a better team? Yes. But is wide receiver really the biggest need for the Raiders? No. If I could allocate that $10 million and invest it in defensive tackle, adding extra defense, adding an extra offensive lineman, to me, that's the way that the money is better served. Not that I don't want Julio Jones on the Raiders. No, I mean, I would take him. I just believe in terms of allocating my money, there's ways that you could do it to make you a better overall football team. And I know we like to talk about the offense, but in this division, the Raiders needs to get a better defense, or else they could be in trouble. So should the Raiders sign Julio Jones? Type S for sign, type P for pass. I know a lot of y'all are going to type sign, and I don't blame you. I love Julio. He's a great player, and for those of you that followed me throughout my fantasy football career, I talked about Julio a lot because he was always dependable. Yes, he'd get banged up here and there, but he was as locked and loaded to get over 1,300 yards every single season as you could possibly have. It's not the biggest team need. If you get Julio cheaper, then hey, maybe the conversation changes a little bit. Super chat time, because this one's coming in from blessed_aim. Hey, my friend is a free agent, said he was going to Vegas for talks. Have you heard anything about the lineman Tristan Nichols? I'm going to be honest, no. I am a straight shooter. I'm not trying to tell y'all that I know a lot about Tristan Nichols. I haven't heard anything in regards to this. Maybe your friend is going to be, signing with the team. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I'm going to be honest with you. No, I have no idea about Tristan Nichols. JMO H, a.k.a. Devil J. Mitch, any news on a new right tackle? And I reckon, I love that, man. We win the division. Great coverage, by the way. Raiders! Any news on a new right tackle? No. It's going to be Alex Leatherwood. He's going to get the first crack at it. If he is unsuccessful, then it's probably going to be Brandon Parker. I have also been told that it's not out of the realm of possibilities that Denzel Good plays right tackle because he's played there before. I've also been told that it's not out of the total possibilities. They don't really want to do it. But Dylan Parham could also play right tackle. He played a little right tackle for 1 year at Memphis. Did a pretty good job, in fact. I believe he had like a 90 overall PFF grade. The Raiders are going to go with the 5 best offensive linemen. It's going to be Colt Miller and whoever the 4 other best are. I believe Parham is in that top 5. But any news on the new right tackle? No. What up, Haywood Pratt, Kwon Alexander, Sheldon Richardson, Daryl Williams. So you're saying those would be your top 3 free agents that the Raiders can pick up. Kwon Alexander, is he a free agent? He is? I thought he was on the Saints. I don't know if he's been released. All I know is this. Kwon, his entire career, has been very talented. He's just had a lot of injury concerns. He is a free agent, and he's a good edge rusher. The injury concerns, though, they scare me. Sheldon Richardson is a good player, would fill the need. Daryl Williams, though, from an overall talent and need standpoint, I still think I would put him at number 1. But, hey, I appreciate you weighing in a little bit. Now, remember, guys, get near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries at aura.com/chatsports. Now, if you want to get started with our 14-day free trial with our awesome sponsor, you have to go to that link below. That also is the only way that you're going to get the 14-day free trial. I know that's what I just said, but I want it to get through your skulls. And the reason why it's important is, like, how many times have you scanned your credit card, and I don't know about you, if you've ever had your identity stolen, they get your information, man, and they run with it. And every second counts. And the cool part about Aura, they're going to monitor all that stuff. So if you're in Florida and somebody's buying, I don't know, whatever the hell they're buying in Pennsylvania, and you're like, that wasn't me, Aura's going to alert you. That way you can either shut down your credit card or whatever you need to do to make sure that your money is safe and secure. And it's not only just for you, it's for your family, or it's for the other 4 people that you want to put on your family plan. I mean, let's face it. Online hackers are always trying to do this. Like, this is what they do. This also, by getting started with Aura, make sure that your information is safe on the dark web. All I'm trying to do is look out for y'all. Take 2 seconds. Go to aura.com/chatsports. I promise you, give it a shot. You're going to like it. And if you don't, it's a free trial. Y'all have nothing to lose whatsoever. Shout out to Aura for sponsoring the Raiders Report. Let's go to Fayez Mittah. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Why wouldn't we trade Ferrell for Harry if all New England wanted was a 7th rounder? New England cap space issue. Yes, that's the issue. New England right now, I believe at the start of today, was ranked dead last in salary cap space. Would they have done a Clelin Ferrell for N'Keal Harry trade? I know I've talked about it before on the show. Maybe. They might have. I don't have the answer to that. However, to take on $4.77 million of Clelin Ferrell, you know, it's not all that great. And I will say this, though. Would you rather trade for N'Keal Harry or Nelson Agholor? Yes, N'Keal Harry's a lot cheaper, but Nelson Agholor to me is a lot more of a definite fit in our offense with Carr than Harry would have been. I'm not too upset on Harry because to me, if you don't think Brian Edwards can fit in your offense, what makes you think N'Keal Harry can fit? They're the exact same receiver. Mr. Chinski, it doesn't seem like the Cincy is going to extend Jessie Bates. Would you make a trade for him? All right. We're talking about trades here. So here's the thing. I understand the idea of wanting to go out and trade for a player. Let's just hypothetically say Raiders get Jessie Bates and you give up a first-round pick in 2023. So, Sam, if you could make that on the fly, I would appreciate that. The reason why all these rumors right now around Jessie Bates is because he wants an extension before the franchise tag deadline, which is on July 15th. Jessie Bates wants to be a top 5 highest paid safety. And for a lot of people out there, you're going to look at this trade right now and you're like, I'm not going to give up a first-round pick for Jessie Bates, which I would reply, this is actually a good deal for the Raiders, because if I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm going to look at the Jamal Adams trade where the New York Jets got 2 first-round picks for Jamal Adams as a safety. Jessie Bates is much better safety than Jamal Adams. It's just a fact. So if you're like, this is too much, you're not going to get Jessie Bates. If you're like, yes, this is a good deal, which, to be honest with you, I also agree that this would be a good deal for the Raiders. I'm not saying I would do it, because not only do you have to make this trade, you're also going to have to pay Bates as a top safety. And if I'm Bates and you're making this move, personally for me, if you're typing yes, you also then have to pay him more than what Minkah Fitzpatrick just got. Now, maybe you can make the argument that, all right, you only give up 1 first-rounder, so I'm not going to pay him as much as Jamal Adams. But I think most NFL execs out there would take Jessie Bates over Jamal Adams every single day of the week. Now, let's just say we get a crazy trade that ends up going down. If the Raiders sign a player, I want you to make sure that you don't miss the show. So turn on your notifications, hit that subscribe button, and join the #1 most watched Raiders show in the entire world. We get out a video every single day. We go live at least once a week, and when big-time news happens, we break it down for you. So if you're a diehard Raider fan, if you bleed silver and black, hit that subscribe button. Let's go to, this is one of my favorite names of all time, My Vibe Raider. Chugs representing the big beer-bellied gang. I mean, Chugs is as real as they come. He is one of my favorite people in the entire world. I don't say this often, but if you were to ask me who I honestly believe is the funniest person that I've ever met, it's probably Jeremy, for the simple fact that there's at least one time a day where he makes the entire office laugh, and having a guy like that around, it goes very far, which I'm sure you could appreciate, My Vibrator. Let's go to Javi, California. What up, bro? Let's say Leatherwood is okay at right tackle with everyone playing multiple positions on our line. What's your confidence level for the season? We're online placing. Right now, my offensive line confidence level is 6 out of 10. And, I hope I am wrong in saying this. I don't view Alex Leatherwood as a right tackle. I just think his feet are too slow. And maybe Carmen Brasillo can change that. And I'm hoping with good coaching that it can change that. And I know a lot of people have said, well, Colt Miller wasn't good in year 1. You're right, but Colt Miller to me was athletic enough and was just injured his first year, which is why his foot quickness wasn't there. When I watch Leatherwood, he can be a good offensive lineman. I believe Leatherwood can be a Pro Bowler. I just think Pro Bowl status for Leatherwood is at the offensive guard position because he doesn't have that foot quickness to be able to move side to side. If somebody tries to bull rush him, Leatherwood could handle that. He's strong enough. However, when you see some of these defensive players that can really bend, that use their speed, especially on the edge, that's where Leatherwood struggles. And in today's NFL, you're seeing more and more speed, more and more edge rushers, and not so many bull rushers. What up, Brian Dar? You're next up here on the Raiders Report. I just rewatched the Adams trade at work, and you were suffering from the chip when you just went live now. Yeah, that chip was one of the most difficult things I ever did. If you guys haven't seen it, I ate the most spiciest chip in the entire world, the one-chip challenge, and I don't know if I'll ever do it again. Now, if you guys want to see that video, it is actually also on Instagram. It's also on Twitter as well. And if I missed your question here on today's show, remember, you can always hit me up on social media. I am at Mitchell Renz 365. We are starting to get ready to get back into the season, so if you don't follow me, it's okay. How about this, though? I always say this. Give me a follow, and if you don't think that you learn extra things, then you can always unfollow me. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Let's go to Bill Scott. Probably follows me. Now that Harry got dealt, what about Scotty Miller? Saw he could be cut by the Bucks. Scotty Miller to me is not nearly as talented as N'Keal Harry. However, I have always been a big believer that in certain offenses with Derek Carr, it's more on fit more than it is player. I actually think Scotty Miller would probably be a better fit than N'Keal Harry. And if he gets cut, you can be open to the idea. However, with Matt Collins, with some of these other players, I don't know if he's going to end up making the team. Vincenzo, multiple peoples. Should the Raiders pick up the phone to get Sheldon Richardson? Should you pick up the phone and call him? Hell yeah, you should. You should at least be on the phone to try to add some sort of defensive tackle depth. I get that you want to have confidence in your guys, and I understand that you're hoping that players are going to pan out. What I don't understand is for you to look at your roster and have $20.6 million and be like, you know what, we're good. You can get better. I don't understand how you don't get better. Highlight King, you're next up here on the Raiders Report. Would you have done the N'Keal Harry trade? A 7th-round pick for N'Keal? I don't mind it. I mean, the upside's there. My only thing would have been, I don't know if Harry would have been good enough to make this 53-man roster. And I say that because I always think back to a quote that Bo Hardigree, who's the Raiders' offensive coordinator now, said. And he's like, if a receiver can't get off the line, we don't really want him. And one of my comps for Bryan Edwards was actually N'Keal Harry. You traded away Bryan Edwards. You didn't think that Edwards was going to fit in your offense. What makes you think that N'Keal is going to be able to do it? He also doesn't offer you any special teams ability. So if I'm going to keep a big athletic receiver like N'Keal Harry, I'd rather just keep Matt Collins, who at least gives you some sort of special teams ability. I mean, hell, Collins is one of the best Dolphins special teams players over the past few seasons. So for that, is it a good value? Yes. But would I have done the trade? Maybe not.